In my last crypto fundamentals video, we talked about what crypto actually is. Not just a get rich quick scheme, not magic internet money, but a system that's built around control, ownership, and responsibility. And once you understand that, there's a pretty obvious next question. How do you keep control once you have it? Because most people don't lose crypto because crypto is unsafe. Most people lose it because they treat it like centralized finance or traditional finance. In crypto, you are the bank. You are the fraud department. You are the recovery process. And security is the discipline that makes this whole ecosystem survivable. If you pay attention to the headlines, you'd think that crypto gets hacked every day. But when you look closely, that's almost never what's happening. The blockchain didn't fail. The cryptography didn't fail. The protocol didn't forget how math works. What failed was the human layer. A compromised device, a fake website, a rushed decision, a leaked recovery phrase. See, these are the things that you can protect against to really maintain that security within crypto. Crypto doesn't protect you from bad decisions, and that's not a bug in the system. That's the trade-off that you get for removing the intermediaries that traditional finance has. Security in crypto is not about inducing paranoia. It's about understanding where the control actually leaks out. Your digital assets live on-chain, but your keys that you use to control them touch the real world in various different ways, whether it's through your devices, through the networks that you use, or the people that you would interact with. And that's where the real risk enters the system. When people think about crypto security, they usually jump straight to tools. But the tools should come after the mindset. The real question is not what wallet should I use, it's where am I exposed? And these exposures are surprisingly consistent. They typically show up in 4 different places. As you can see here, these are the 4 layers of crypto security. So let's get into the first layer, and that is your device integrity. The first layer of crypto security is your device. This is your phone, your laptop, whatever machine you use to sign transactions. If that device is compromised, then everything else above it is compromised as well. Malware today isn't always obvious. It doesn't always look like a virus. It often looks like a random browser extension, or a fake update, or a fake web page that you might connect to with your wallet. And that's why updates matter. That's why minimizing your software matters. Why convenience is often the enemy of safety. Crypto assumes that your device is trustworthy. And if it's not, then the system is not going to save you. So let's talk about layer 2, and this is your network hygiene. The second layer is the network that your data travels through. Whether it's public Wi-Fi, or unsecured connections, or unencrypted traffic. This is where the interception of your data actually happens. And it's not necessarily because somebody is targeting you, but it's because you're part of a broad surface area. People like to attack public networks, public Wi-Fis. And tools like VPNs don't necessarily make you invincible, but they really help reduce the exposure. And in crypto, reducing that exposure is the goal. Now let's talk about key custody, because this is where crypto truly becomes different from other asset classes. So your wallet doesn't hold coins. This is something we talked about in the last video. It holds the keys to those coins that live on the blockchain. And those keys are your ownership. When those keys stay on an internet-connected device, you're trading convenience for risk. And that's why we like to bring up cold storage. Cold storage exists for one reason. That's to reduce the number of ways that your keys can ever come in contact with other entities. They're not there to optimize yield. It's not to help you move faster, but to make attacks against your assets harder to pull off. And let's get into, finally, the fourth layer. And this is the hardest to secure because it's you. Scams don't necessarily defeat cryptography. They often bypass it. They bypass it by playing on a sense of urgency, a false sense of authority, or a fear of missing out, FOMO. The feeling that this one moment needs immediate action. Most losses happen whenever somebody already knows better, but they act anyways. See, crypto does not ask if you are confident. It only checks if the keys that you are using are valid. So what comes next? This video is more so about explaining the vectors of risk. In the next video, we'll start getting into some more concrete ideas. And we'll talk about essential crypto accounts, centralized exchanges versus private control, where your assets live versus where control lives, and how you can structure all of this intentionally instead of accidentally. And let me leave you with this. As with anything that you invest time, energy, or capital into, you should understand what you're doing and why. Crypto is not exempt from that principle. In fact, it demands it. Sovereignty is powerful, but it is never free. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.